Hello, folks that are piling in already.
Digital camera.
Did the titling look right, Evelyn? Should say the second book of GHA Prep.
Yep,
All right.
it does.
Yep.
All right, excellent. Hello, William.
And if it didn't, I could always correct it because I have that power.
Yes, exactly.
You guys
right.
can see everything that's on my desk right now, so excuse
Oh
me.
my gosh, your mic sounds so good right there. Keep it that close.
Ooh, it's
It
very
is
romantic.
so
Whisper certain things into my ear all night.
Welcome to my ASMR channel.
Okay,
So, is that
what's
better than your
holding up-
potato?
Oh, way better than my potato. Like the dual screens has been like absolutely, I can't tell you, life changing.
And you got your food.
So you've been playing with me. You've been playing with my stream all this time, and you didn't have two monitors.
No, and that's what I
No.
mean. I had one small ass monitor, and it was
Yeah.
so hard.
Well, and I'm
Look
down
at
to one right
everything.
now.
It was a CRT monitor too, right?
Me?
Yeah, one of the boxy monitors.
Yeah,
would've
like
been
this.
great.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Not that much of a potato. It was a potato, but not that much of a potato. But it was just like, it was so tiny, and between like Zoom and Discord and like Twitch and everything, and then tried to add Tailspire, and then my potato was just like, just a humming, struggling hard.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But this huge humongous desk. I have to set up my paints and stuff like that later, but I'm getting to that. Ooh,
Oh,
look at
I need
Josh,
to-
so cute.
Josh.
Such cuteness.
Good to see you, Mark. Thanks for jumping in. All of our friends joining, thank you so much. We're just getting our final prep going on here. Robert, and it's going to be a fun night tonight, a little bit of a different pace, and then of course we will not have Josh with us tonight. If you're in our Discord, you already know that. And so this is our opportunity to really talk badly about Josh and to kill Brim. So it should be a fun night. All right, and that's good to go.
Evelyn,
Yeah.
for the class archetype, again,
Yes.
don't apply.
No.
Not yet, right?
Well, unless you get specific approval from the DM.
Are you using your RPG scribe there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Just want to make sure I was doing it right.
Tonight we will hear Adrian von Ziegler's 4 hours of epic Celtic mix. And no, we will not be on for 4 hours. All right.
That would be really long.
Everything is on, not on dark mode.
It's not on
How did
dark
I do? How did I do this again, Evelyn? The Twitch
On Twitch, it should be the little settings.
chat settings? No.
Yeah.
Chat settings?
So I think it's no, it's in there.
No, it's under your
Sorry.
name or your
Yeah.
icon.
Click
top
your icon,
right.
and then it's your
There's a-
yeah, it's dark
This
theme.
dark theme right
I love you guys so much.
there. Yeah, I don't know how anybody can not do dark theme.
Lilith, could you move more to the middle of your screen? You're slightly canted to your left,
No.
please. If I ask nicely.
All right.
She can move her camera.
Hi, Chris.
Everybody would be fine with it.
Hey, good to see you, Chris. We're missing you, friend.
Yes, you missed Eamon's wise counsel.
All right, all that looks good. Hang on
When you
here.
got a chance, John, I just sent you a chat.
Discord, that's the other thing I need to open up. Thank you for the reminder. Let me get on that real quick. We may need a lot of that
Look
tonight.
at this mug that I just got.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ever.
You can't taunt the audience like that. They can't see it.
Now I
Also-
won't show it. You know what? Now I'll turn from it this way.
They never see
The
us.
entire time.
Ever since BlueBoxCon, this has now been living on my desk. It used to.
It's
Oh.
so beautiful. I love it.
All right.
It's the best place for it.
Yeah, it's just
Where it belongs.
been hanging out on my desk.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick off our pre-stream here. And you guys feel free to chat over it, though the music is pretty aggressive, so they may have a hard time hearing you. We're going to kick off right at 5 o'clock tonight. And let's start out tonight with the Greyhawk map video. And let me pull this up. Move that. And here we go. Or this one. Hold on, we got two going here. We shall fix that. So I noticed it gets a little funky when you're having your split screen move over. So that's something I've not tried before. I'll know not to do that next time. I found some cool features. Are you using a Stream Deck, Terry?
Oh yeah.
So I don't know if you've run their latest. Yeah, don't give me that like. That was really cocky, dude.
No, I just
I'm teasing.
Oh, yeah.
Remember,
Oh,
I
yeah.
started
Oh yeah, yeah, of course. Like no.
2014. So.
Yeah, well, the new XL they came out with a couple of years ago gives a lot of fun, but they're updating a lot. And there was actually a brand new update that came out, I think, while I was on vacation. Where'd you find that?
Yeah, it screwed me up.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it. I'll have a plan for that. So you've got like all kinds of new functions that they've had for plugins and enablers, and they've really made some pretty serious upgrades to the app. So I was pleasantly surprised at all I found when I ran all my updates today.
Yeah, they it's actually pretty impressive the speed that they've been coming out with stuff, which is some companies don't come out as quickly as others. So
Exactly. I'll say I think that's one of the things too I've been most impressed with Bouncy Rock. The makers of Tailspire, they are pushing out content like crazy, and it's good stuff.
yeah, in Discord like every day there's been new things.
I know, right?
I know, and like it's not just bug fixes, it's new models and new content and new functions and features, and they have a relatively small team. I don't know how they do what they're doing, but it's pretty impressive. Hey Jay, good to see you. Sorry for anybody I missed the call out on as you popped in the chat. Good to see all of our friends piling in tonight.
That's what we're playing today.
I hope you enjoy it.
I've actually never
Played
played.
Oh really?
I've never played it.
I
No.
haven't played it in forever.
What is it?
It's on board game.
Everybody check out Jay and crew. I know he and I share a good audience. I think last time I checked, over 40% of my audience, maybe 50, was shared with Jay. Now, obviously, he's got a broader audience than I do, so he doesn't. He's got a lot more than I have. You know what I'm saying? But we share a lot together, and we also share philosophies. Jay and I talk usually once or twice a week, and he's got fantastic stuff going on his channel, and we're doing stuff collaboratively too. I noticed we've got a first-time chatter. I really like that new feature that Twitch has added, and it is Damn Weirdo 2. All right, welcome to the chat, and we're going to kick off one more pre-roll. Thank you, Rory, and then we'll get started.
I sent you guys this new board game that I saw, and it looks so cool. I want to play it so bad.
Oh, and
Did you
it's
send it?
Oh, I can't. Maybe I can. We can't send videos on
No.
Discord, can we?
You can if you're.
You can put the link in
Oh yeah, you can do that.
I can put the link in.
for TikTok. Yeah, just put the link in.
How do I?
I know that Danny shared a TikTok earlier in the memes channel.
Where does it say link? Oh, here, copy link. Okay,
Yep,
got it.
There you go. Yep.
It's super. It looks. Oh, Parcheesi looks interesting. There you go. I do the link in there.
Yeah.
It looks like it's so fun. It's like a hide and go seek kind of board game, and there's like there's one person who has the light, and the other everybody else are like the little shadowlings. And there's trees, and you can place your shadowlings like behind the trees and like whoever is the person who has to roll the die and like move the lamp around.
All right.
To find, and you're trying to find. It's so cute.
Welcome. And that you can now be seen. And I'd like you to finish that in a second, Vivi. It sounds really cool. Tonight is now a night of mourning. I just dropped one of my tower items for Miniature Building Authority and busted off 3 of my crenellations. So I'm going to have to find those and super glue them. Hey, Troll Lord. Oh, rating with a party of 45. Thank you so much, our friends at Troll Lord Games, makers of all things cool with castles and crusades. They are one of our sponsors here, not our sponsor of the night. Our sponsor of the night is Mike Disney, and I'm going to talk about him in a moment. But our friends at Troll Lord, they are behind a lot of the content that we're going to be pushing out here over the next year. Their system is used on our Friday night crusades, and Robert Phantom NJ has done a fantastic job of running that, and we've got some collaborations that we've been discussing. Steven, Chuck, a great crew over there at Troll Lord Games. And please check them out. Their sponsor link is in the chat here. And we appreciate having you with us tonight. Here at Blue Box, we run something on Tuesday nights called Greyhawk Awakening. Typically, this is a role-play stream where we play old school D&D in the world of Greyhawk. Tonight, we're doing something a little bit different. So if you're joining us for the first time, understand that normally you'd be watching live role-play. Tonight, you're going to be watching character creation associated with the next book, if you will. And it's book in the sense of book 1, book 2, and book 3 of the Lord of the Rings as an example. The next book in the Greyhawk Awakening saga or tale. And so for those who have been with us for over a year now, watching the GHA stream, do not fret. First of all, we are not done with the current set of players in Greyhawk Awakening. Those names you see up there, Yolanda, Brim, Rin, Lilith, Gimbal, they are still going to be playing for a few more weeks. How many weeks depends on what they do, where they go, and that's the presumption of no TPK. And then when we have the book 2, what's going to happen with the book 1 characters is they are going to be put on the shelf for future reference and use. They will come back. So these stories that we're going to be telling here as part of our Greyhawk Awakening stream are going to be interwoven. Now, we are an old school Blue Box or D&D community, so we use kind of 1E, 2E rules alloyed with 3.5 or Pathfinder. So if you're looking for the closest base rule set we're using, it's Pathfinder 1. But as I mentioned, we're also looking at the Castles and Crusades system and beginning to integrate that into some of what we do here at Blue Box, also a lot of the great content that they have. So welcome to all of you. Very quickly, let me go around. I'm going to have each of my players introduce themselves. Thank you for the follow, Ghetto Gumbo. I know I missed some others. Sikhan, thank you for the follow. And Jumandor, thank you for the follow. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about not only the players that you guys are going to be running. We're going to do some character roll-ups. We'll watch that process. But I do want to visit a couple of the foundational things for Blue Box here as we're looking at the next chapter and some of the feedback that we've gotten from our fans. So as we go through our introductions, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself, introduce your current character, and then tell us about any of your socials that you would like to share with us, any streams that you're running, anything like that. And then when I get to you, Evelyn, I would like you to talk about our sponsor of the week this week, Mike Disney. So let's start off with you, Terry.
Oh, of course. I play Rin Autumncrest, a level 5 cleric of wonderful renown, actually very little renown because he has not gone very far from his hometown growing up, but now he's stuck with this group of crazy people. And I'm a little quiet, I apologize. I'll turn me up a little bit.
Yeah, you sounded just a bit quiet. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so that's my character. As far as what I'm doing, we just began a Pathfinder 2E campaign last night. You can find twitch.tv/MachicED, which is also my Instagram, my TikTok, and my Twitter account. And Pathfinder 2E is brand new to me, and we're really excited to kind of get started on that. And we had a variety of interactions last night, very interesting, and we'll be continuing that adventure path for some time as far as possible, and going to be moving into doing one-shots hopefully every other week on the same channel. So very excited about what we're doing there, and it's all because of John and because he got me started much deeper into D&D.
Thank you very much, Terry. And I do want to talk to you a little bit more about that later in the stream. But I also have to call out Steve Bloodwild, who he is just famous for his horrible puns. He said that your audio is terrible. And then Lisi pointed out that maybe there should be a facepalm emoji for that. Lisi, if we allowed a facepalm emoji for every bad pun from the Mad Chatters, we would be spammed. We would be spammed with them. So. By the way, for all the new followers, you are now part of, whether you knew it or not, the most elite chat group in all of Twitch D&D, the Mad Chatters. And you can see all of the chat that happens even between the streams on our Discord, which is a very active community on Discord. And we'll pop that up here, probably already up before I said it. Now, let's go to you, Rory.
Yeah, so I play Gimbal, who's a 7th level illusionist wizard. And as far as socials go, you can just find me on MeWe. I don't use anything else.
Okay, very good. Vivi.
Hello, my name is Vivi. I play Lilith. What else are we doing? Drew? Are we doing character introduction? I'm confused about the whole thing.
Just talk about the character you currently play, and then
That's right.
people can find you.
You need
Hello,
to pause
Vivi,
your
I'm new
eating.
here. Sorry, guys. I play Lilith. She is a Greyhawk druid of the 6th level. She currently has a lot of things in her pockets. Will be interesting to see what she collects in her pockets until our book 1 closes temporarily and then book 2 opens. You can find me at the DMs.quest on Instagram. I paint minis, do train, all D&D stuff. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you. And so the next one you see up on the screen there, represented by the original Basic Edition box set, something near and dear to my heart. That is representing today Josh, NPC Voices. You can find him on Instagram and Twitter under NPC Voices, obviously non-player character voices. He does a fantastic job, not just with voice acting, with role play. He's got a great theater background. He is so much so he is currently en route from his home in Virginia, headed out to Hollywood, and he's going to go make it out there in big time. And we're so grateful to have him as part of our family and our stream, a big part of our recent Blue Box Con. He has his own stream now on Monday nights called Children of Dirt. And you can find that under NPC Voices. A great role-play crew there as well. They're every Monday night. So you can really just fill your schedule with all kinds of old-school D&D, great voice acting and role-play here through all the extended family that we have in our friends at Blue Box. All right, last but not least, Evelyn.
Hi everyone, I'm Evelyn. I currently play Elandra Tavain. She is a half-elven Beastmaster Ranger. She has the goodest boy Phineas, who accompanies her on all of her travels. And she has issues with personal space and not liking people being in it, and can't take a compliment. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Theater Evie. I also can be found here on BlueBoxRPG regularly. I am a part of this lovely thing that is BlueBoxRPG. I am the right-hand lore master. Let's see, and other than that, I am now on Monday nights playing in that little Pathfinder 2 game over on Magic's channel. I'm playing a sorcerer, and yeah, it's just pretty fun so far. So yeah, that's me. And so, our sponsor of the week, Mike Disney. Mike Disney is a fabulous painter and 2D artist, mini painter and 2D artist. He does incredible paints over on his Twitch channel on most early mornings, and you should definitely check him out over there. He also actually created the Overlord, which is currently a mini that's being made by Reaper Minis, and it is so cool. So if you love amazing mini paints and you love just really cool art, go check out Mike. I just dropped his link in our chat. It's got his link tree. It's taking you to everywhere he can be found on the internet. So go check out Mike.
All right, and as you check out Mike, be aware that this will be our featured giveaway tonight. We have this original Mike Disney custom painted mini. See if I can get this up here and just show the highlights. This is a Skarn, gorgeous dwarf variant, and you can just get an idea of the detail and the highlighting, all that Mike puts into these. If I can get this front guy to show correctly, come on. Cooperate with me, I command you. All right, that didn't work too well, but you get the idea. This guy is awesome. Oh, there we go. And the eye detail is off the charts. It's just a fantastic mini. So we'll be giving this away later tonight, and everyone that is part of the stream will have a chance to win. Oh, hey, Tea Time with Taryn. Good to see you, and glad you got your swag today, your giveaways. Takes a while for them to get up to Canada. I know we have a couple other of our friends in Canada that, first of all, confession, I don't get my stuff out the fastest. I'm sometimes, a week or two late, but then when you add that Canada shipping time, but it always gets there. We always will get it to you. And thank you so much for all your support. Robert Phantom, thank you for all the gift subs. And let's kick the discussion off tonight with the PCs that you're going to create. And then we're going to do a little halftime session on the core values and core purpose document that I popped in our Discord a few weeks ago. I really want to talk through that with the team, also share it with our fans. I think it's something that we want to be not just something that sits somewhere and gets forgotten about. We want to breathe life into that, make it an active part of the community that we have here and what we're about. So now as we get to our roll up for our characters, we're going to use the basic Pathfinder rules, but we do have variants. So you can see on your screens here now, this is the actual Paizo home for the original Pathfinder 1E that is a kind of a base of 3.5, as I've said. Now we do add some custom rule sets here at Blue Box. Includes how characters are created. We have highly customized critical hit tables and fumble tables. We have customized elements to our character class and race charts. And what is permissible, and we also have things like advantage from 5e. We have 1e character classes like the original Cavalier, just as an example of several things that we do here that go beyond the base 3.5. Now today, for the purpose of creating your characters, we will allow things from, for example, Pathfinder Unchained, but everything has to be approved by the DM. Now, if you have something as rudimentary as a class that you want to keep disguised from the other players today, then we'll have to communicate that through Discord. And Rory, I know you said you had a Discord for me. I'm going to pull that up right now. And there's my Discord. And then we will go through rolling up stats and hit points, and we're not going to talk backstories tonight. Right? Character backstories are critical for how we run games, at least we think so here at Blue Box, and we will be keeping as much as we can under the vest today, because we want to make sure that there's an opportunity for the natural organic discovery of player backstories and histories that makes so much great role play. If you look at the 47 sessions that we've run with Greyhawk Awakening now, there are still many elements to all of the character backstories no one knows yet. These things are, it's not like that really uncomfortable person that you meet at the bar and you sit down and within 5 minutes they're telling you their life story and everything about their upbringing and all they struggled with, that oversharing that's very awkward. We don't want to do that in our role play. And so that's something we're going to avoid tonight with the character backstories. Okay, so let's see here. Let me look. Okay, I'm looking at your stuff right now, Gimbal. While I'm doing that, let's go to you, Terry. Tell us a little bit about the character that you're going to create, name, if you're open to this class, race. Let's not even get into alignment. Let's leave that for discovery. Just name, class, race, and anything just sort of high level you'd like us to know about the character. Even in as much as tonight, I think it'd be nice to give a preview to all of our viewers details that would be discovered in roleplay, like what the character looks like. So you can give us height, you can give us eye color, distinguishing marks, garments. Now, obviously, if we have not talked about it, the garment cannot be mithril plate mail +5. We have to have a standard sort of accoutrement and what you look like. But we'll go through those basic stats and items tonight. So, Terry, tell us about your new PC.
All right. I may not have as much information as you thought. I do know. His name is, and I want to make sure I'm pronouncing this right because I came up with it earlier today, but it's Tyrfalor. And I don't have a last name yet because I've got a couple that I'm still choosing, and I want to see how things turn out today with rolling stats, etc. Before I choose a last name. But Tyrfalor is a half-elf sorcerer who already I know I want him to be very charismatic and kind of a face of a party. Or at least at minimum, he will believe that he's the face of whatever group that he's in. So as far as descriptions go, I don't have that either.
And you said he's going to be a sorcerer? Is that what you said?
Sorcerer, yes.
All right, so we have Tyrfalor, the sorcerer, all right? And you said he's a half-elf?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll start with that. Now, what I'd like all of you to do, try to think about the best way to do this. Let's roll the character stats for so we'll get started with yours, but while you're rolling yours, Terry, I'd like you to roll yours as well. So I'll have you roll simultaneously. Right. Then Terry, when we come to talking about your character, we'll have Vivi roll so we can kind of keep the cascade moving. But if you would, Terry, if you can, yes. Move your camera so the people on stream can see your dice. Rory, if you can move your camera so the people on stream can see your dice. I think it'd be, and I'm not really double checking. I've known these players for so long, but I think it's fun for the viewers to be able to watch the die rolls. Now,
I love that. Give me just a moment because my camera is a two-set camera setup, and so I have to hook into my second camera for that to work.
Absolutely. And while you're doing that, I want to call out Lawful Stupid. I said hi to them in the chat. These folks, they're from across the pond, and they're another great streaming group. I came across them just by happen chance a couple of months ago, and my eyes popped out of my head because they were streaming Dark Sun. And don't forget Dark Sun. It is going to appear at some point in a variation associated with a campaign here on Blue Box. But they're running other cool stuff. They had a great stream this week, and so if you can, we'll pop their stream link in the chat. Go give a follow to our friends at Lawful Stupid. It's good D&D. Oh, by the way, I think they're going to be part of our upcoming charity stream. So we've got this charity stream. Nope, I'm sorry, wrong. They're going to be part of the upcoming virtual Greyhawk Con. Sorry, I got too many things about it. They're going to part of virtual Greyhawk Con this year in October. I believe Lawful Stupid is going to be running a stream, and so they're a fun group over there to check out. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the cheers, Pat Draws, our resident on-stream artist. Yes.
I have a question. Are we doing 3 sets of 6?
So here's what you're gonna do.
Okay.
You're gonna do 4d6, and you're gonna roll those 4d6 3 separate times. So in other words, roll 6 in a row, record those, then roll 6 more in a row, record those, then roll 6 more in a row, and record those. It's, as I've mentioned before, my character creation system is a fairly generous system. I don't like point buys. I don't like that because to me they really restrict the opportunity for the extraordinary, and I do like it sometimes when people have very nice dice. Look at those.
There's a cozy gamer.
He is a cozy gamer.
Cozy gamer dice.
I recognize those. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, 3d6 in order. That's all you get, Steve. Now that's old school hardcore. But I've always taken the opinion that people don't normally play D&D to be turnip farmers. What'd you say? A what?
I said fumble.
Oh, yeah.
Fumble those dice.
You don't roll up turnip farmers. Also, when I look even at the 1E modules and like Hamlet, there's no way the stat blocks on some of those characters were just 3d6 in a row. They got some pretty impressive stat blocks in some of those NPCs in Hamlet. So that's about as OG as you can get. So Terry, while you're rolling, just go ahead and call out each roll. And Rory, you go ahead and start rolling as well.
Okay.
All right, so already on this set, I've got 12, 8, 14, 16. So actually, this is one of my better rolls that I've ever done. Because and that's an 11. And then for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the last 6, 13. So this first set is 12, 8, 14, 16, 11, 13.
That's strong.
That's it.
Yeah, that's actually that's one of the best I've ever rolled.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong stat block. All right. How's yours coming, Rory?
I got a 9, and just now I got an 11. Those are the only ones I've rolled.
Oh wow, this second set sucks already. First roll was
Ooh,
a 4.
Rory, that was a good one.
Oh, Rory, it's a 17.
Wow.
Your dice are hard to see, Terry.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Ouch. That was a big ouch.
What the dice giveth, they also
That is the worst. Like
away.
I've had those stat blocks that were so good, and you get that 4 in the stat block, and you can't hide it. Like you got any place you put a 4, I don't care what it is, you're in serious trouble.
SOL.
And yeah, so that's. Oh, look at this, Terry. Golly.
Yeah, but this already it's a 4, 9, 12, 16, so I'm not keeping it.
Okay, well then if you're ready to jettison that, just move on to the third stat block because
Okay.
you don't get to mix
no,
and match
I want to
these.
get all the bad rolls out of this.
Oh,
one,
okay.
Yeah, you gotta
do
get
it.
them out so you can warm up for the third set.
That's right.
Oh, this
That's
one hurts
smart.
though. Look at that.
I can't
That's
see.
a 6, 6, 5.
Oh, 17.
So you just instead of taking my advice, Terry, and starting new with that 17, you just tucked that 17 on your bad stat
Use
block,
that
didn't you?
6 for charisma.
That's 6 fuckers.
Oh, charisma's always the dumb
And that's
stat.
how you get Alondra.
Yeah.
All right, this one's the third one's starting good. That's a 13. That's an 8. Jesus. There's got to be an 8 in every single one.
Here, let me go to this screen so the dice trays are a bit bigger.
So far for my second one, I have 11, 7, 14, 13.
So, chat, does anybody have any while we're doing this in the chat? Anyone in chat have any superstitions on ways to improve your dice rolls when it comes to your character roll-ups? Maybe.
Let me roll.
Maybe things other than do them where the DM can't see them. That would be one superstitious
you gotta
method.
charge the dice. You gotta keep them all up on the 6s so that you charge them in the correct position.
So when you
Did
put
that, it didn't work. It didn't work.
Yes, the dice attitudes. Thomas got it right. You have to find the dice that are the nice ones.
Yeah,
okay,
my first one was easily my best one. I finished my third. So first and thirds. My third one was a 13, 8, 14, 11, 13, 11. But that doesn't match the 12, 8, 14, 16, 11, 13.
right, exactly. And you're looking at a half elf, correct?
Yes.
All right. So with the half
The
elf,
bonus +2.
you're going to get that +2. I'm just
Yep.
pulling this up here so everybody can see. And so with the half elf, and you also get those bonus things. So I think that's going to be a good way for you to go. So that means then as a sorcerer, your primary stat is your charisma, of course. And so, most likely you're going to want to take that 16 and put it toward charisma. You also get +2 to, oh no, I'm sorry, you got that one. Then you get the base speed of 30, which is common. Low light vision. You get a skill focus at first level. So we'll come through that. What about you, Rory? What's your best stat block?
So I'm a halfling.
Okay.
For my rolls, that's what you mean. There's 13. My third set of rolls was 13, 13, 17, 8, 15, 13.
Wait, that was more numbers than 6.
No, 13, I hope not. 13, 13, 17.
Oh, I thought you said
8.
17 twice. Okay.
No, 8, 15, 13.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's a good stat block, so I would definitely keep that one. Rory, why don't you start working through what you're thinking your stat order will be. As a halfling, you'll see here, halflings get your +2 to dexterity, your +2 to charisma, but your -2 to strength. So, think about how that's going to affect your character and what you want to play. Remind us what race or class you're playing?
Slayer.
Yeah, okay. And is that, I'll have to look at that. Is that in the Unchained?
I am not sure. Didn't
Okay.
think about that till you said it at the beginning of the stream.
All right, I'll look at that in just a second. Make sure that's going to be an okay class for you. All right, so.
Hey, John, could you
Yeah.
say those again, Dex +2?
Yeah, Dex +2, and then so I'll pull it back up here. You can see, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my screen with you. I thought I was showing this to everybody, and I'm not. So you get your Dex +2, you get your Charisma +2, and you get your Strength -2
Gotcha.
on your stat blocks. And you can see all the other, we'll come back to some of these other things for the halflings in a moment. So Terry, let's come back to you. Let's talk about the order that you have them arranged in, and then we'll work through any other questions. We'll roll I give you max hit points at first level, so there's no roll there. And then let's work through skills, and I want to talk about spell slots and make sure you have all of that arranged. And again, any character creation tips that any of our viewers have, we would love to see. So, Lawful Stupid, when you're talking about what system we're thinking about here, are you talking about what I'm doing right now? Because if so, this is a custom amalgamation of Pathfinder. It's basically 3.5 D&D, but it's got elements from older school systems, 1E, 2E. In fact, if you type !edition in the chat, I believe it'll pop up and it'll share that with you.
I did that already.
Vivi just did that for them.
Okay, great. So, there it is. Thank you very much. Also, I see Mike Disney. I don't know if you saw earlier, Mike, but you are still our sponsor of the week. We shouted you out, and I showed everybody the gorgeous Skarn mini that you painted that we're giving away tonight. All right, Terry, talk to us about your sorcerer and his stat block.
So again, for those that missed it, the numbers actually come out pretty nice. It's 16, 14, 13, 12, 11, and then an 8. 8's going into strength. I don't need strength as a sorcerer. It's not important. I have other people who will save me in front of me, so I appreciate that, other people. Charisma is going straight with the 16, and because I've got a +2 from a racial, my charisma is going to start at 18. Let's start high with charisma. Like I said, I wanted to be the kind of a face type character. He's going to kind of be a little bit, I don't know if he'll be arrogant, but he'll be somebody who people like and like to talk to. So we're really building on that. After that, con is going to be my 14 and dex my 13. Though truthfully, I could go interchangeable with those two. I could go dex 14 and con 13, but a little bit of health as a sorcerer is going to be good because let's be honest, sorcerers are squishy, and I'd like to stay alive. And the way John plays, I could be dead within the first 15 minutes of the first session that we do with these characters. So, better safe than sorry.
I resemble that remark. I mean, I resent that remark. Now you though? And I think you bring up a good point because it's especially true with part of what I like about the older rule systems, and I like some of the stuff that I'm seeing with the CNC system. I don't believe in overbalancing. It's okay for there to be strengths and weaknesses and classes and different elements of the character. Trying to nerf everything where it is so hyper balanced, to me, it sacrifices some of the fun of the game. And that's just my take. You don't have to agree with me. And yes, you're right. You call it the Mutt edition. Sounds like Lawful Stupid is running the same kind of stuff that I run. And he said, great minds think alike. I agree with that. Or I've also heard, though, fools seldom differ. Think about it. So I think I love those kinds of systems where the DM really, you make it clear to the player so everyone knows what they're playing. But the idea is that no single edition is necessarily perfect. Right? And so as long as you're consistent with everybody and the DM is consistent and then you can create these hybrids. I think you have to have a base system. If it's like 30% this, 30% this, 30% that, that's pretty tough and confusing. But like what we do here, it's like 90% 3.5. And then we've got that extra 10% that we customize and bring in other elements. So Terry, for your special, have you thought about your bloodline power?
Yes, so we're definitely going arcane. Because I want a familiar.
Okay, very nice, good choice. And so with that, you get the bonus spells. What'd you say?
I said smart. I said smart.
Yeah, smart.
Smart.
This has to be the land of confusion. No, it's not confusing at all. And if any of you even watch like one-shots, I could bring somebody in that's never played before in any of the stuff, and we have a great time in a one-shot. It's not that hard. Robert's just busting my chops tonight. All right, so you got your bonus feats there, your meta arcane. Yeah, I mean I think that's a fantastic bloodline. And then, have you thought about your skills yet?
So, as I said, trying to be kind of very much the face. So definitely going with diplomacy, and let's see, what were the other ones that I wanted? Because this is a character that had kind of pre-created. Oh, knowledge arcana.
Okay, good.
Again, being a sorcerer kind of makes sense, and so one of the things, and this is so everybody else knows, when I create characters, I am not a min-maxer by any stretch of the imagination. I really am a role player more than I am a dungeon crawler. You know, if you look at the different types of people, and so when I pick things, I am picking things that help to create my character and have them be interesting for me to play. And then perception is probably my third one. I just like having strong perception. I mean, who doesn't? Let's be honest.
Well, especially because I lean on that quite heavily. I think everybody knows that.
Yeah, and love is always handy. So.
Yeah, it is one of the more commonly used skills we have here. And of course, you get 2 extra. And I think that min-maxing is true of everyone. Everyone likes to have varying levels of the potency of their PC, and you want us to be survivable. And as I mentioned earlier, with the sort of non-overbalancing philosophy that we have here, part of the idea of a wizard or a sorcerer being squishy at the early levels is because they can be hecka potent at the higher levels. And so, whereas, I believe a good balance is at first level or second level, the barbarian is he's the dude in the party, or she's the gal in the party, could crush anything, the most powerful character, but that may not be true at level 12 or 10 or 9 when these higher level magics start to kick in. And so that surviving to the later, that is the balance in the game. At least that's the way I look at it. Terry, other questions you have on your character creation? We'll do it with the base stuff that we'll talk about offline. Make sure you have your equipment, again, your backstory, all of that. But do you have any other questions?
No questions specifically, but I will give a little bit of insight. Is right now, so for those that don't know, sorcerers start with 4 cantrips and 2 spells at first level. And for those that are curious, I will tell you right now, one of my spells is Mount.
Hello.
Those of you that know Shorewind, there might be a Winston in the future.
We shall see. We shall see. The original Winston obviously can never be replaced. And Terry, I've told Terry, by surrendering Shorewind to an NPC, he has now surrendered all rights to control what happens to both Shorewind and Winston. So.
However, DM question: if there happens to be a character arc in my story that somehow has me stealing Winston and then just not bringing him in as my familiar,
I would probably support that. Yes, I would probably support that. But I really did like the idea of having Shorewind and Winston reappear as an anti-paladin and nightmare. I thought that would be a nice twist for surrendering a beloved PC and NPC. I'm teasing.
Do you want to make me cry again?
It was such good role play. Actually, don't tempt me, Vivi. That was one of our best sessions.
The one for everybody cry.
Yeah, exactly. I'm teasing. All right, so Terry, great job. I think this could be a fantastic character. We look forward to seeing him play here with us in a few weeks. Any comments from the chat on any other ideas that he should have for this character, please let us know. And while we move to Rory, have you already rolled your stats, Vivi? I wasn't watching. Okay, so if you have
Sorry, that's my bad.
and if you have the ability to move your cam,
I'll try, yeah.
but I know you're just recently upgraded from a potato, so that might be that might be too much tech for you. So if you just need to write them down and then hold them up so the people can see them on the screen. There we go. And let me go back to this.
I should turn off my background though and see.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you all the Mad Chatters for being on with us tonight. We do have that great giveaway, the Mike Disney Scarn miniature. I got him right up here, and let me show this again. This is painted by Mike Disney himself, and the cameras here don't do it justice. The detail, the highlights on this guy, he is wicked looking. As cool as he'd be as an NPC, frankly, if I had this mini and I was a player, I would want to make a PC and use this mini to be that PC. It is that cool.
Go to our Instagram if you want to see better pictures.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, you can go to our IG, and also you can go on to Mike's. We've popped his stuff in already, but you go on to his link tree, and you can see lots of his artwork. He is phenomenal. Also, he does Twitch streams many times a week during the morning. Fantastic sponsor for us. Okay.
John, can I ask a quick question before you move on to Rory?
Yeah.
For feats, I know we can pull from the core rule book. Can we pull from the advanced player's guide as well?
So that is generally a yes. But it is by DM oversight. So is it something you're comfortable asking about, or is it a feat you'd rather ask about offline?
Well, no, it's just I was looking through some of the meta magic feats.
Okay.
And so some of them are APG, and I've just got to kind of dig deeper into them.
I'm going to say generally the APG stuff is pretty okay. The Unchained I'm a little more strict with, and your meta magic I'm generally okay. So I would say assume you can, but let me review that before we we codify it in the game.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. No, thank you for asking, Terry. All right, Rory. So tell us a little bit about your character.
So he's a halfling. I mean, there's some that I don't want to disclose, but he's a halfling. I didn't think anything could get shorter than a gnome. Turns out it's possible. So he's a 2'11" halfling, male. Obviously, he 30 pounds, pale skin, not just like a Caucasian complexion, but more of a pale colored skin, with crystal blue eyes.
Okay, I like that. And if you didn't catch it, I don't want to upset you. When he said he, obviously, he's not. He said it was because it's a male. It's because he used the pronoun he is what he meant.
Right.
Obviously, my own wife plays a male character on Sunday, so.
Yes. It's because I had already said he.
Oh my gosh! Look at Vivi.
Yeah, that's 18 right now.
I think the first was a 16. Yeah, but the one doesn't matter.
Her last 3 rolls were in the high teens.
Yeah. Okay, Vivi smoking it over there.
I was charging my dice like everyone told me.
Yeah. Or I don't know if I mentioned.
Trust me, I have what's up.
Oh, I don't know if I mentioned. Lisi mentioned the idea earlier of storing all your dice with the D6 up. That's
what I do with every single one of my dice. My D20s are on the 20s, the 6s stay on the 6s, the 8s are on the 8s. This is how it is done.
Do you really do that?
Yes, I am literally surprised you've never noticed that all of my dice stay that way.
No, I haven't. But I'm sorry, I didn't see what was that next set of rules there.
Those of us that just put it in a bag, we can't do that.
Well, I think a lot of it depends. Oh, very nice, Vivi. You're off to a good start. That's not a bad stat for one of the lower ones in your list. So, for a DM, I guess I could do that. But do you guys really want me storing my dice in the most optimal position? What I see the 6 and the 5. What were the other two? Vivi, a 6, a 5, a what, and a what? It's washing out on the top. There. Oh my gosh!
That's a 17!
I'm gonna have to. Okay, this character is gonna die in the first session.
As pardon?
All right.
Curious to hear what class you have, Vivi, because if it's a paladin, he's gonna be drooling over this, so we should be good.
All right. So Evelyn, remind me what our Discord, or our Twitch chat command is for Mike already. I want to make sure I don't use that for the giveaway.
! Mike is what it is.
All right, then we're going to do ! Disney tonight. Let me get that typed in here so it works for you. Lawful Stupid was asking, and I want to
Nice. That's a 13.
Okay. All right. So you type Disney. I'm using a capital D. I can't remember if the capitalization matters or not, but Disney in the chat, and that gets you entered in the Mike Disney Scarn giveaway we'll be having here a little bit later in the show. I want to say thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We're normally role playing on these nights, and it's fun role play. We use all the original terrain and minis. In fact, I think I don't know if I set this up properly, so if it's wonky. Yeah, you can see just some of the stuff that we use here if you've never been on our channel before. That's the wrong battle cam. Let me try. See if that one's working. No, that's the wrong one. All right, well, you get kind of the idea there. I think that's frozen battle cam, but we used the terrain and mini stuff that's behind me. Man, unbelievable. Look, I think you should probably stop after that first stat block. I don't really see the point of going any further, but that's up to you, Evelyn. So we use all the terrain, the minis, old school stuff. We also use a fantastic new VTT called Tailspire, and we've done some super fun stuff with that. So since we have so many. Oh, by the way, Shift 70, yes, your stuff, everything shows it went out. I mentioned earlier that Canadian shipping, it takes a minute, but my wife verified she is 99% confident that went out before I went on vacation. So I guess you should be seeing that in a week or two. All right, so before we jump back into your character, Rory, I have one question for everyone that's watching tonight. If you're a new follower, or if you're somebody that just jumped in tonight, maybe from some of the other streams or our good friends at Troll Lord Games that give us a raid, and you haven't given us a follow yet, or if you're a follower and you haven't given us a sub, or if you're a sub and your sub expired and you haven't resubbed, and we had quite a few of those just because I was gone on vacation for a while, we have one question for you here at Blue Box. What are you doing? Come on, give us a follow, give us a sub, resub. We would appreciate it.
What are you doing? I was muted.
All right, Rory. Anything else about your character before we, his basic nature before we get into his stats and your stat block?
I just randomly added that he has deep red hair also.
Okay, deep red hair. All right, what about his stat block?
So his stat block, at least the way I have it now, is, so the numbers I picked was 13, 13, 17, 13, 8, and 15. Now, I do have a question. When putting it into the app, do I have to add the +2s, or does it automatically?
No, once you select the race, it will automatically apply those bonuses.
Okay.
But I would double check it just to make sure it works for you properly.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you. Oh, Kayla. Kayla, I don't know if I've had a chance to thank you sort of vocally in person. I know I thanked you on Discord, but you did a phenomenal job, as did all of our guest DMs while I was on vacation. So much fun, and you have been a great friend to both Jay and I as you have joined our community, and we have linked up. So thank you so much for those gift subs. All right, so give us the stat block there, Evelyn. I'm sorry, Vivi. Give us a stat block, Vivi.
Hello. Okay, do you want to do my first one first or do that last?
Do that one last, yes.
Okay. So the third one I rolled was a 13, 11, 13, 14, 13, 13. The second one I rolled was an 11, a 7, a 10, 13, 12, 13. And the first one that I rolled was an 11, a 15, an 18, an 11, a 17, and a 13.
Wow.
That one.
Wow.
That one.
That would be the one.
You don't take the one that has a 7 in it? It's kidding.
Absolutely. Okay. Oh, hey, Hob. Good to see you in tonight as well. And we got our friend Josh of NPC Voices in our thoughts tonight, making sure he's safe as he's making that long journey.
He's chatting and he should be driving, Josh.
He's probably got a friend with him helping him drive. Don't bust his chops. He's probably driving a Tesla and it's autopiloting him, so bust his chops. He's probably should be careful, Josh.
Yes.
All right, so let's come back to you, Rory. So you've asked about the Slayer class. And so we're looking under the advanced class list here for Pathfinder. Skilled at tracking down targets, consummate hunters, living for the chase, and the deadly stroke that brings it to a close. The Slayer spends most of their time honing their weapon skills, studying the habits and anatomy of foes, and practicing combat maneuvers. I like that. Elusive, adept at finding opportune times and locations to strike. So just looking at it here, so it's a D10, so it's a base sort of fighter class hit point structure, but the parent class is listed as Ranger and Rogue, so it's pulling the hit points from the Ranger side, but it's giving some Rogue skills. So we just have to see how this works. So you get a studied target special. Okay, all the base attack bonuses follow kind of a normal process. You get those class skills, acrobatics. You get 6 skill ranks a level. That's strong, really strong. Class featured, the studied target. Slayer can study an opponent as a move action, +1 to bluff, knowledge, perception, sense motive, and survival, and a +1 on weapon attack rolls and weapon damage rolls against it. Also, the DC of Slayer class abilities increased by 1. If the Slayer deals a sneak attack, he can study the target as an immediate action, allow him to apply the study target bonus against that target. All right, that's really handy. And then at 5th, 10th, 15th, and 20th levels, the bonus, so that makes sense. So then like at 10th level, it's going to be a +3. You add half your minimum level to survival checks, and then you get these talents: deadly range, foil scrutiny. Anybody in the chat ever played a Slayer? I think this is a pretty slick character. It looks like they've removed any spells, which would be a core Ranger ability. They've added some basic Rogue style things, and especially because we tend to be slow leveling. Somebody asked me earlier in the chat if the leveling was going to take, if 6 months later the party was still going to be level 1. No, but we do fairly slow level here. Some of it because it takes the DM forever to give the players their XP, but that's just because I have a complex XP calculation system based on notes, and it's more than just CR, it's role play. There's a lot of stuff. I have to go back and look at streams and revisit my notes, but also because we really take our time as we move through the story. And I do think leveling may even be a bit slower this go around. We'll see. This depends. Yes, I think this is a fine class for you.
So then, it said the skill range was +6 for intelligence or something like that, correct? What I'm wondering is, currently I have strength at 13 -2, dex at 13 +2, con at 17, intelligence at 13, wisdom at 8, and charisma at 15 +2.
I think based on what I know about the character and how you want to use it, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
I think that's a strong stat block. Hey, Trollor Games, thanks for popping in tonight. I'm assuming that was Chuck, or maybe it was Steven. I think it was probably Chuck. And yes, I'm glad my visage is soothing to you, my friend. I hope you're doing well as well. And of course, we owe each other a call. And I think the ball's in my court, so I'll make sure I get on that. And then there was something else I want to. D&D Imposter. I want to say thank you. Thank you for the huge shout outs on Instagram. You were repping the Blue Box gear on your vacation. And you also have just been a huge friend to us in the brief time that we've gotten to know you. Thank you, Josh, for the introduction. All right, Rory.
Yes.
So you got your stats there. Have you taken a look at your skills?
Yes.
Okay, you want to talk through those?
Sure. What I selected was acrobatics, bluff, diplomacy, perception, sense motive, sleight of hand, and stealth.
Okay. Very nice, very nice. And again, you'll use max hit points at first level. So that's 10. And remind me, you said your con was a what?
17.
Okay, so you get that +3. So you got 13 hit points. It's very strong at first level. Very interesting to see a 2'11" guy with 13 hit points at first level. He is a hardy little fellow. Built like a bowling ball?
Yeah, you get pushed around enough, you got to figure it out.
Okay, I'm sensing a theme with you, Rory, because you've also mentioned liking to run short characters. And Rory, if anyone hasn't met Rory, and he doesn't mind talking, he's not a very tall fella, and so he likes playing, I think, with characters that are mighty, but the short in stature as he is. And Terry's also former Rory's also former military, so I think when he talks about not getting pushed around, he knows what he's talking about.
I mean, I also had slightly different versions, but I was had bullies all through elementary and middle school and high school, and I just never took it from them. I just never took it from them. So
that explains a lot about Gimble's personality. It really does. Okay, so then anything else we need to walk through here? I think we'll let you think about your studied target. We'll take that offline. And then I think you're good, right?
yeah, I just got to select my.
Oh, your feats. Yes. Okay. Do you have your feats selected?
No,
Okay.
I
Why don't you take a look at those? While you're looking at those, let's go over to you, Vivi. Vivi, while we're talking
I'll
about.
start rolling.
Yeah, exactly. And then Evelyn, you're going to start rolling. Thank you, everybody in chat. Send good vibes Evelyn's way. And then I may do a little something for chat involvement here. We'll see. All right. So, Vivi. Tell us about your PC. And I love, but you sent me a nice write-up today in Discord. I did read it. I love it.
Okay, perfect. My character's name is Razia. No last name yet. I've not gotten that far, just as Drew was saying. We will get there eventually. Class, she will be a barbarian, and she's a half-orc. For barbarian.
Very nice. Very nice. So a very different character than Lilith.
Yes, opposite of Lilith.
Yeah, definitely the opposite of Lilith, and I kind of sense that from what I read. So let's just quickly go through with your stat blocks. You're on the core rulebook, and we're going to the basic races, and you have the very interesting stat blocks associated with the half orcs. Let me scroll down there. I just want everybody online to see it. So both genders typically stand between 6 and 7 feet tall. Did you give us any of your physical description? Do you have that?
Not really. I haven't fleshed that out yet.
Okay, so I want to reiterate, I'll tell you a couple reasons that's important. Even though we're still several weeks out from playing these characters, we'll be right back to, Brim and Lilith and Gimbal and all of the great cast from GHA next Tuesday night. But it's going to take me several weeks to get all the artwork commissioned, because as you know, I get custom artwork commissioned from the amazing Frederica Draws for all of our PCs. And actually, that is not even part of our sponsorship. She does other work for me for our sponsorship. I mainly like having her use villains for the free sponsorship she gives us, like the Pale Lord. Wasn't that a wicked one? You're not going to believe some of the stuff I have in mind for you guys. It's going to be so much fun. So I need all of your character descriptions as soon as possible so I can start that process. It will take her, I would guess, at least 6 weeks to get through building the images for all of these PCs. All right, so with all of that, you have +2 on one ability score, just like the half elf, at your choice. So which score are you adding that to? So tell us how you have your stat block arranged. Let's start there. So you had that nice
You're
18.
muted, Vivi.
You're muted. Okay. Thank you for the sub, Chris. Oh, it was a gift sub from Pat Draws. Thank you, Pat Draws. By the way, if you haven't seen, Pat Draws has done some amazing artwork. His stuff from Sunday's stream was hilarious. The Cade drawing with the only scallywags work in his employ. You'd have to watch the stream to kind of get the inside there, but it was hilarious. Also, he did character work for each of the Children of Dirt. And those are awesome. So just fun stuff to check out. And Pat Draws and I were actually going to work on a separate project. I've reached out to him about. He just got a style all his own. All right, so Vivi, what's the stat block you're looking at? He really is, Mike. What's the stat block you're looking at?
I think I'll do 18 in the strength for highest.
Okay.
And then we'll go Dex in 17 and Con 15. And then we can do. Is she charismatic? I have 2 11s, intelligence and wisdom and charisma. Let's do. Let's do charisma in 13 and then intelligence and wisdom for 11.
All right. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot, Mike. the Overgord, the mini from Reaper. It's wicked. Mike, would you send that to me in Discord? I want to pull that up on the screen. I want to show the chat what your artwork has turned into, and I want to get my hands on that as quickly as possible. I will give my left kidney for a hand-painted Mike Disney Overgord
That was
mini.
going somewhere else.
Yeah, I thought that did cross my mind, actually. I did a quick pullback at the last minute because I figured Mike probably did not want the other body part that I was thinking of. All right, so your options there with that +2.
Okay.
You know, with your 2 11s, they're giving you no bonus. If you put that 2 there, it bumps to a 13. That gives you a +1 on either one of those. But you don't really care that much about your wisdom or your intelligence.
No.
And I think probably similarly, charisma, that's good. That's going to give you a +1. If you add a 2, that takes you to a +2. But I don't think that's going to be that big a deal for you. So you're really looking at your core physical stat block there.
Yeah.
If you go 20 on your strength, that bumps you to a +5 from a +4. Super useful. That's an extraordinary level of strength. If you were playing 1E sort of old school, you couldn't touch that unless you were getting into like godlike or monsters.
Right.
1800 was the highest that you went. Then with some of the later systems, they introduced the ability to go a bit higher. If you go, I like you're putting the 17 on Dex. And can you tell me why putting a 17 on Dex versus on Con might make more sense for a barbarian than it would, let's say, for a fighter?
To have the 17 in Dex than in Con?
Right. Why would it make more sense to, as a barbarian, have that high Dex versus a fighter having a high Dex?
Oh. I'm not sure. I don't usually play.
It's a tough
kinds of things,
question.
but I was thinking more about like just dexterity for weapon proficiencies and stuff like that. Is it?
No, Mike, what I'm saying is if you can DM me, I assume you're talking about the Overlord. If you can DM me in Discord, then I'll download it and pop it up here on the stream. So right, exactly, Phantom, no armor or light armor. So heavier armors reduce the amount of benefit you can get from dexterity. So for example, if you're wearing super heavy plate, it's going to limit, I think it goes down to 0 at some point. There'll be +1 with certain armors, +2 at certain armors. So if you have a +3, for example, from your dexterity, that becomes really attenuated as you wear heavier armors. Barbarians famously tend to wear light armor. They get certain bonuses with certain combat feats with light armor. So I like that. Now, if you add that +2 to your dex, that bumps you to a 19. That takes you from +3 to +4. But even certain light armors will pull down your dex bonus. So you got to think about how valuable that is.
Okay.
I think the choice for you is strength, bump you to +20 or +5, or put it on your con. Now that gives you a 17 con. That gives you a +3 on your constitution. That helps with other things as well. So it's really a choice. Do you want to be like almost godlike in strength, or do you want to have that more balanced, strong con that's adding to your hit points and some other con effects?
Yeah, I think I'll add it to my con.
Okay, all right.
Bring it up to a 17.
That is a wicked awesome stat block.
Okay.
All right, so you also get dark vision, and you have your ferocity, so once per day, below 0 points, but not killed. You can fight for 1 more round if disabled. I love this because it harkens back to what Shorewind was, the Cavalier that we had. Cavaliers in 1E could continue to fight below 0 until they hit their death, which is -10, or in my campaigns it's -10 plus the con bonus they had at first level. So for example, Vivi's character, remind me of her name?
Razia.
Razia. All right, so Razia, as she'll have a 13, or -13 would be death for her.
Yeah.
But even as her con goes up, if she gets a higher con, if she finds a tome of constitution or whatever, it'll always be that -13. That number never goes up. All right, so your class with Barbarian, let's go to that. Do you have any other questions on the race side of things, Vivi?
No, not that I can think of immediately.
All right, so nice standard core class here with the Barbarian. And you get the D12. So you have a ridiculous first level hit point number of 15. I mean, that's like, I clearly can start throwing hill giants at you at level 1.
Maybe her.
Just me.
But, you know, especially with our crit tables and the structure we use, these things can go pretty quick. Thank you, everybody in the chat. If you haven't yet, type !Mike Disney for a chance to win, or just Disney, yes, Disney, for a chance to win this Mike Disney hand-painted. I mean, these are not normal giveaways. A hand-painted Disney mini, this is a crazy giveaway we have tonight. And I've got 2 others of these guys he painted for me. I don't think I can give them away. I gotta keep 2 for myself. They're just that awesome. All right, so in addition to that, you get 4 skill ranks plus your intelligence modifier, which you don't have. And then you have your fast movement and rage abilities that start at first level. So you'll be able to research all those. Have you thought about your feats yet?
I haven't looked at the feats quite yet.
He's got 2 of them.
I got 2 feats?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Do I have 2 feats?
Yeah, you have 2. I got 2 feats.
Or do I got more? Or just 1?
Many feats.
Handle it.
Handle it.
Handle it. For skills, I think I'm going intimidate, perception, sense motive, and survival.
Very nice. All right. And then did you say what your feats were?
No, I have to look at those.
All right, why don't you take a look at those? I'm going to come back to you, Rory, and while I'm doing that, I'm pulling up this amazing work from Mike Disney and what we got from Reaper. It is mind-blowing. Hang on here. All right, Rory, talk to us about your feats.
For the skill tree
Yeah,
endurance.
so usually there's not fungus or anything. I try to keep that out.
Okay.
Thank you, Bitter Kiwi, and possibly prone for the follows.
So I went ahead. I was torn between 2, so that just means I'm going to take the other one next time. But I ended up taking toughness, which I think plays into his background again. That whole push around, figure it out. And I took the point buy instead of the skill point, so that puts me at 17 HP.
Run that past me again. The point buy instead. What did you say? No. No, so yeah, I'm sorry. No, hold on. With toughness, I allowed just that +2 at first level, so you can't.
+2, not +3. The app makes it.
The app
+3.
automatically makes it +3.
Yeah, that is not consistent with my understanding, and I would say I think frankly that's overpowered anyway. And I don't know if I'm. Yeah, so a +2, but that's still fantastic.
Well, so would it be better then to take that next time? Or would it still be +2 if I take it at a later time?
Yeah, you'll always get that for your first level, always. So hang on here. So let me.
Toughness. Hold on, I'm looking it
Yeah.
up right now.
Yeah. While
Double
we're
check
going through this, take a look at this. So this.
No, it's the benefit you gain +3 hit points. For every hit die you possess beyond 3, you gain an additional +1 hit point. So it is 3 if he takes it at first level.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I think that's overpowered. So you'll get that if you take it at first level, you get it. And I would say even if you take it, no, because if you take it later, yeah, I'm gonna say +2 at first level, +1 every level beyond. I just think that's too big a bonus for a feat.
It's just with the app. I don't think you can adjust the numbers.
You can temporarily subtract off of use a temporary subtracted
Or he could
modifier
just
from your hit
just change his first level hit point, total from a 10 to a 9. I mean, all right. So look at the Mike Disney overboard here. Hello, first time chatter, possibly prone, followed us as well, and also Bitter Kiwi. So Mike drew the artwork, and this is what Reaper produced. And you can see it here to scale with another mini.
Oh, look at how beautiful it is.
It's a big boy. It is huge.
It's so beautiful.
Isn't it? The Beholder Queen approves. Yeah, he is. He is huge.
Totally.
It
I
is.
want that. Look at that majestic thing.
right?
It is so cool. So again, Mike is our sponsor of the week. And all right, sorry, Rory, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I'll just, at least this time around, I'll just go ahead and take the other one that I was thinking of.
Okay.
Which is alertness.
Okay. So you're taking alertness and what else?
I only get one.
You only get 1 feat at first level? Well, you get, but you get rage, which is, or no, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of her. Yeah, so you get your,
I get my racial stuff, but I just get 1 feat.
well, but hold on, for the Slayer, you have there at that first level the, forget what it was called, the studying your, so that's considered a feat, the studied target?
Yeah, some of your, just so you know, Rory,
Yeah.
on the app, you'll have granted feats.
Right.
That's what I mean. It's just part of the class of racial.
Yeah.
feats. It's not
Right.
the same screen. I just have to go.
Right, so
figure it out.
basically the way you say that is you have, you know, your granted feats are what are called bonus feats, and then you have your standard feats. So you get with your class study, target, and track, and now to that you've added alertness. So you have a total of 3 first level feats, one of which you selected. Make sense?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes, that
All
makes
right.
sense.
All right, Vivi,
Yes.
feats, have you thought through them?
I did. I was looking at power attack. I like that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's any 3.5 or Pathfinder person knows that is sort of the beginning of the tree for a lot of the later combat skills that you need. Things like cleave and get downwind, whirlwind, all those come from the root, which is power attack.
That's funny you say the tree, because that's exactly what Elhawk said. He said, take power attack for the skilled tree.
Oh, yeah. Right, Lisi's got it. Biggie Paw, everyone is doing well on this Taco Tuesday. A little bit of a different stream for us here. We're rolling up characters, not because I have killed all the original GHA characters, but because there are going to be multiple books, and they're more or less, by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this on this stream tonight. I gave the example, which is not entirely correct. I mentioned the books being sort of like the books in the Lord of the Rings, where you have the Fellowship and the Two Towers and the Return. That's a bad analog because those are chronologically in order. The better example would be something like Game of Thrones, where as you're moving from Feast for Crows or Clash of Kings, many of these stories are coterminous or overlapping time frames. That's the way the GHA stories are going to weave in. So these new characters won't be sequentially after. Some of what they're doing will be happening while you know, the Wayward Bolt are still going through the original Hamlet Moat House, and other things will be slightly off kilter. So it's going to be a fun way to weave it together. All right, so I think that covered everything for you, Vivi. All
Yeah, I
right.
think so.
We are excited to see her. All right, now let's go to you, Evelyn. Talk to us
right.
about the stat block.
All right, so my stats I rolled. Do you want me to give you all 3 sets? So my first set was 11, 15, 15, 10, 14, and 8. My second set was a 10, a 13, a 16, a 14, 11, and 11. And my last one was an 8, a 13, a 13, a 10, a 12, and a 13.
Okay.
And I guess no, not right now, honey. Sorry, 4-year-olds. So I will be playing a dwarven cleric by the name of Moria Skyguard. So I get the +2 to con, +2 wisdom, and -2 to charisma as a dwarf. So I am going to be using my second set that has the 16 in it and put the 16 into my wisdom so that I get an 18 with that +2 bonus. And then I will be putting my 14 to intelligence because I like having that extra spell stuff for later on because we get those nice little spells, bonus spells from having a higher intelligence score.
Right.
I'm putting my 10 into my constitution actually because I have the +2 modifier, so that's still gonna give me that nice little +2. And then
By the way, Terry, right now Terry's calling you a min-maxer.
all right, I don't care. See, that's my 10, my 16, my 14, 10, 16, 14. And then I'm actually gonna put my 13 into my strength, so that I can maybe do a little bit of pow pow as a cleric with my blunt weapon. And then my 2 11s, one is going to go into Dex and one is going to go into Charisma. And since I have a minus 2 to Charisma, that's going to give me a 9 in Charisma. But yes, so that's how.
So
that's
basically,
all.
she's just like Irda.
No, she's not just like Ilandra. Just the Dex and the strength is flipped.
Yeah.
Wait, so you have no charisma?
I have low charisma.
She has a
All
9.
right, that's
She has
fine.
she has a 9. That's not no. Sorry, I can't stop putting this overgord up here. He is just so over gorgeous.
He is over gorgeous.
He is
Look at him.
over gorgeous. And I did not premeditate that, Vivi, so stop saying that. It just came to me, all right? If it's a dad joke, it's a dad joke. All right.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I love that joke. When is this available, and how do I get my hands on one? Please tell us.
Yes, please tell us, Mike. How can we
Halloween.
get them?
Halloween. No, that's too far away.
I knew you'd say that.
Actually, I do have a Christmas beholder, so this would be perfect because this will be a Halloween beholder.
Do you have a Valentine's Day beholder yet?
No.
That's what you need next time.
Hey, chat. It's actually it's 2 points' fault. One, it's Steve's fault for that bad thing on my part, and also Mike Disney, I believe in Big Gourd Energy, and the BGE brought the over gorgeous out.
Over gorgeous, I love it. The over gorgeous beholder.
All right, and so with your cleric, you said you had what was your intelligence or your wisdom rather?
And she has an 18 with her plus 2.
18. Very,
Yes.
very nice. Okay, and did you? I failed to. Did you think about any specializations? What domains?
Yes, I know what domains, but I'm not telling you.
All right.
Ooh, secret.
Because
have to.
that would give away a little bit about who her deity is, and I want to reveal that later as well.
Woo! Mike might send me an overgord. What? I won't hold you to that, Mike, but I would lose my mind. We'd have.
Mike, I think it needs to come here.
Run it through Canadian customs first.
Also true.
Yeah. No, I think. I think that would be. We'll have like a Mike Disney month when I get my overgord print or mini. So all right, fantastic. Evelyn, what else?
I put my skills into. Let's see. I put them into diplomacy to help that out a little bit. Knowledge, religion, perception, sense motive, and heal. So that's where I put all my skill points.
Bravo.
And then, my feat, I took the extra channel feat, so I can cast channel energy an additional 2 times a day from that, because that'll be very useful. Especially early on.
Channel energy is phenomenal, and yeah, you're absolutely right. It's really a very powerful thing at the early levels, so highly recommend that. Okay, so I think now, anybody else have any other final questions on your characters? And also in the chat, any final questions you have for the characters? And we're not wrapping up yet. We are in just a bit. We're not going too late tonight. We're going to get everybody out of here early. We're going to get this mini giveaway, but I'm frankly blown away. We've had between 75 and 80 people watching us roll up characters tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know probably not the most entertaining stream in the world, but we love the group that we have here, the team that we have, and what we're building, and we love our mad chatters that add so much fun and engagement to the stream. So again, if you're not, pop in our Discord. All of our sponsors stuff gets posted in there. We've got multiple chats for each of the different campaigns. When we have any of these other creators, like the Roll for Perception Maciek campaign that runs on Mondays, the Extinction what?
Curse.
Extinction
Curse, yeah, a very cool 2E path that he's running, and then or Children of Dirt. All of they post that stuff in our Discord as well, so you can follow all of these great folks. And Lawful Stupid, by the way, please feel free. I don't think I've ever mentioned that. I would love for you to have to go into our Discord. You can pop when you're running your streams in our sponsors and creators. We believe in supporting the entire community that goes out there. I've had some people ask me, Johnny, Robert Phantom, he's got a stream that's going to be coming up pretty soon. And you're concerned about splitting the stream too many different ways or so many. Absolutely not. This is the vision that Blue Box was created for. This whole channel, this stream, what we do here, yes, it was to play games. It was to have fun with old school D&D. It was to put a variety of D&D out there that I played, when I was a kid, that I feel really harkens to the essence of what Arneson and Gygax brought to the early game. But it was also to inspire and to support and raise up others that were running great D&D streams. And so we support all of these folks, and we love seeing the community grow, not just the Blue Box community, but the broader community of friends.
John, D&D Imposter asked if we could restate our race class combo for those that came late.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yes,
a good
do that.
idea.
All right, go ahead. Terry, you start us off.
So
Wait. Actually, wait. I'm sorry. Wait, let me interrupt you real quick. Before you do,
Okay.
I would invite any of you, and in fact, I'll give you an incentive here. Actually, I want to put out 2 incentives. Incentive 1, Evelyn, if you would create a poll, I would like the chat to vote. Pick one, and you can. I don't expect you to remember the names of the new characters, so you can refer to the old. Let's do it: Yolanda, Rin,
Okay.
Lilith, Gimbal. Whoever gets the most votes, I will give one of their characters a minor, and it'll be pretty minor. I mean, don't expect much, but a minor magical item for their character to start with.
Blood vial.
Yeah. And again, sort of in keeping with our core values, that's why I'm not saying, hey, whoever gives 1,000 bits, you can buy one for the. No, I want you guys to be able to feel engaged and be part of it. So whoever, you can vote for each of them, and we'll wait for that vote to go up until they've restated.
What is my question on this poll?
Which character should receive the minor boon at first level? All right, and then the other opportunity is I will give an additional. Mundane or sort of a non-magical item, but something fun, an interesting item for any character that is prepared to do their character, class, race in their character voice. So I'll start off with, are you ready, Terry, or you want me to start with somebody else?
Oh, you mean right now?
Right now.
And if you're not ready, don't worry about it.
I can be ready, but I can't be first.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, anybody ready to go and doesn't even want to try their character voice yet? We'll start with you tonight.
Okay. Do you want me to go ahead and put the poll up now, or are we waiting on the
Let's wait till everybody goes through. All right.
I don't know. I don't have my character voice ready.
All right. So go ahead. Tell us about your character, class, and race.
Okay, so my character's class is a barbarian. She is half-orc. Her name is Razia. She doesn't have a voice yet, but I'm thinking about it.
And she is.
I'm drooling. Yes, I'm drooling over that overcord. I really want
Yes.
How do I get one?
And she is her character is going to be super awesome. She's talked to me about some stuff offline. It's going to be very fun and very different than any character you've seen Vivi play to date, which I like. Who's ready to go next? With or Sans voice?
I'm still practicing. 1 second. Evelyn always has her voices ready.
I was gonna say if you're wanting the voice,
You know,
go ahead.
Evelyn.
She's probably really good at that.
Big Hulk on helium. I like it. I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you guys a second to think about that. We'll hold the poll. There's one other thing. There's one other thing I wanted to cover tonight. And in fact, I'm gonna turn down the music just a bit because I really want people to have a chance to focus on this. So this is something I've had in my back pocket for a while. I've shared it if you're on Discord, but if you're not on Discord, or maybe if you saw it on Discord and you go, what's this? Doesn't really make a lot of sense. I wanted to spend a few moments tonight before we do our giveaway and close off our stream talking about our Blue Box core purpose and core values. I already talked about the vision of the channel a bit ago, and I think what we're seeing with the not only the growth of the channel, we've had a great impact. The community is growing like crazy. BlueBoxCon blew me away. There's going to be a second one. So it's a community of like-minded folks that are they're from every different walk of life, every different category that you want to put people in. But what we share in common is a common love of games and of just being really good people, just a bunch of good folks. And that's what we like to have as part of our community. So that and seeing it grow with other streams and other channels that are kind of connected in what we do. But our core purpose is stated as follows: to weave fantasy role-play tales that thrill and inspire childlike wonder for all ages. Now, those are not just a bunch of words thrown together. That's carefully thought through. Even if you think it sucks, it's still carefully thought through. And there's several elements there because we role play pretty much just fantasy here. I like science fiction based role play. I enjoy that. I like post-apocalyptic. Dark Sun is kind of the cheat on that for D&D. But here we're playing fantasy role play tales, and that's the core of what Blue Box is. Harkening back to the original D&D. We want to thrill, so that's the engagement, the fun. I want combat to be dynamic. I want it to be statistical. I want to make sure we're holding to the proper movements and distances and all of that. But I never want the stats and the minutia to bog down the game. Combat should be thrilling. Role play should be thrilling. But I also like it to inspire. And we've seen inspirational moments here put on by these role players on our Sunday stream and our Tuesday stream. Even if it's just Cade Cardinal inspiring you to alcoholism, there's been something that has inspired. Hello, this is my goodest boy here, Fade. Everybody say hello, Fade. So good he can be trusted to walk around the bazillion wires I have here and not knock them over.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. And then when I say inspire childlike wonder, I've mentioned this a few times. D&D is the game that's ever full of wonder. There's nothing I've ever played, no video game, no board game, that I still felt like playing 5 years later, let alone 40 years later. The way this game can evolve and grow, and it's always a new tale, it's always a new story. And that childlike wonder, the first time you picked up a D20, like this guy here, the old school D20 from the original basic, this is actually from an original basic edition box set. You can see the worn out ridges on it. The first time I rolled one of these, and just that's the feeling that I want to capture as best we can with our stream. And then for all ages. So when I say childlike wonder, that's not saying it's all childlike themes. If you've watched our channel enough, we deal with some pretty dark and mature themes, but we deal with them in a way that I think is accessible and appropriate. So we've had, we've had sexual situations, we've had torture-based situations, and before Twitch does any banning, if you go back and watch them, they're all appropriately done in a way that I think can still tell great stories without crossing lines. And so whether you're, we've got some people that watch us that are 60 and 70 years old, and we've got people that watch us that are 10 and 12 years old, and we got a lot of people, most of my players are half my age, except Terry, but almost half my...
Josh is a baby.
Josh,
for me to be half your age, you'd have to be 72.
Okay, well, I'm being kind,
Are you
Evelyn.
72, sir?
No, I'm not.
He's a fine-looking 72.
If I do say so myself.
Man.
That's the most backhanded compliment I've ever gotten. So my
Kids
point is,
saying these days, clap those cheeks or something.
clap those cheeks. I want people that are 22 years old to tune in here and love what we're doing. And I want people that are 62 years old that are tuning in here and love what we're doing, because to me, that's great role play. Okay, I'll move more quickly through the rest, but I really wanted to belabor that point. Core values. And I'm going to start quizzing my players on these core values. I expect every player to know the core values, and as such, when I ask those questions, there could be a little carrot along the way for players that can name the core values off the cuff on a stream. One is heroic honor. In everything we do, Blue Box acts with honor befitting a paladin. Tell the truth, do the right thing. 2, an alloy of tale and tech. We believe in the original Gygaxian vision, while embracing the latest streaming tech, AV, VTT, miniatures, and terrain. Old and new are alloyed. Editions don't matter. Stories and people do. This is a core value that we have here at Blue Box, and this is how we want to tell our stories. So when I refer to that original Gygaxian vision, it was this idea that you had the tactical element, which came out of chainmail, but then you had this great storytelling element and the fun and the fantasy of it. And we will continue to work with both the latest streaming tech and all the latest cool stuff. Kindness to all. And in fact, I have actually got an updated version of this because I actually relate. I'll pull that up later. I relate each of these to class, so I think I compare this to the wizard. Kindness to all. We proffer kindness to friends and family alike. We throw no shade. We embrace others. We celebrate those who disagree, even when they disagree. And actually, in my edited version, I remember now, especially when they disagree. You might remember a few months ago, we had a person who came in the chat, and I don't know what they were they had going on in their life, and they were going off on some of our chatters, and they were critiquing, and they got into Discord. And even though we disagreed with them, we did so respectfully. And so even if you disagree with us, we want to show kindness like a cleric. We want to have an approach, not a lawful evil cleric, but a cleric.
I was gonna say, you put that as the druid with the kindness.
I'm going with the prototypical ones, yes. And then last but not least, we strive to stay in the story. Like the bard. Whether we're laughing, whether we're crying, whether we're slicing monsters or hurling imprecations, we tell tales. And so we shy away from overmuch distraction. You've heard me with my, my caution on overmuch anachronism. Even sometimes I get on myself because I like engaging the chat, but I never want to do so in a way that really pulls from the story. So when we do these things, when I say avoid too much of that stuff, I like joking at times. It's good to sort of get away from the core story and have a huge laugh about something that happened and a little maybe something pseudo inappropriate about an innuendo. That stuff is part of D&D. You can't be over serious about it. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to point the finger at you, Vivi. But that stuff is part of the.
It's okay. It's just always pointed at me. It's an innuendo.
The bony finger of accusation. We're not overly serious about it, unless it's an over serious, there have been some pretty serious streams. But we do want to tell stories and stay in the stories. And then lastly, give as we're given. So we give relentlessly. We celebrate the creative community, and we use what we are blessed with to bless others. We raised $4,000 last year in one stream for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I think it's the proudest accomplishment we've had here on Blue Box. We worked with Jay's stream for the same charity, Lord Gazumba. We raised over $10,000 over a charity marathon stream. We have another one coming up in July. It's going to be just Jay and I, Lord Gazumba and Blue Box combining for a one-day charity stream. There'll be 2 to 3 different streams back to back to back for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, where we have a chance to give back to, I think, a charity that no one can object to that one. It is just one of the finest charities that you can help with. And so this is part of our core values. When we see us doing these things, this is not just something that we decided. This is part of who we are as a community. And then with the code of conduct, quickly, honor the game, stay true to the creative vision, don't disparage others, no shade, no insults, limit things that break immersion like anachronisms. Occasional breaks are cool, even necessary, but strive to stay in the story. Cursing to a minimum. We're not prudish. We've had cursing here. It's fine. If somebody drops an F-bomb, I'm not freaking out about it, right? But what I am saying is, in general, I want this to be something that's accessible, and to me, you can have great role play, and you can have great sort of communication and wide vocabulary without sort of devolving into a large platform of vulgarity. I think this is something here. Again, we're not prudish, but we want to keep the more sort of traditional fantasy tropes that fall in line with the great fantasy stories, and that's why we have that. We're not going to freak out, just don't let the game devolve. I think I said that enough. Any of the players have any comments or questions on any of this? Any chatters have any comments or questions before we close off? Give them a second here. Well, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. I wasn't looking for a compliment there, but I'll take it. Thank you.
I do have one question.
Please.
on what we chatted about earlier. Are we going to go over the new reward system for the stuff?
Yeah, thank you for asking. Thank you very much, Renreb. So the reason I thought about it, and there's two reasons we're not going to tonight.
Okay.
One, people are they're slavering for this Disney mini, and I don't want to push this off any further and manipulate the stream to go longer to kind of string them along. Two, I'm not fully ready yet. So I was working on it some today. I think I'm pretty close there. So what she's asking about, we had a really good stream. Was it last week? Yeah, it was last week, last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday.
Talking about rule modifications that we're going to make, not the game rules per se, but the chat and involvement from the chat rules. So things like giving bits for advantage, giving bits for restoration, or other things. We like that. We like that being involved in the game, but we want to be cautious of two things. One, I used the phrase last week, merchandising. My goal here is not to pull as much money out of my viewers as I can. Of course, we appreciate the bits. Of course, we appreciate the subs. We use all of that to pour into the ridiculous sinkhole that is Blue Box and all that it costs to do this. But we don't want people ever to feel like that's why we want you here, or that we're trying to pull that out of you. So I want to be careful of that with our reward system. The other thing I want to be cautious of with our reward system is that it unbalances the game. And that can happen. If you have too much of it coming in, maybe that's okay for a one-shot, but for a persistent campaign, you don't want BBEGs wiped out because somebody gave a bunch of bits. That's not true to the story. That's not true to old school roleplay. And you don't necessarily want a character death easily prevented because of somebody can just give a bunch of money. That's, I think, would go back to point one. That just feels like I'm trying to get you to give money because you want to save that character that you're emotionally attached to because you've watched them for 4 weeks, right? So that's what we're trying to avoid. So we're recreating our system. It's still going to have advantage. It's still going to have involvement from our viewers. It's going to have some new things that viewers can do. And what we're really going to do is we're going to expand what you can do with your channel points. So currently, channel points for those that watch can get you Blue Box merch if you don't win it. I'm going to expand it that you can have more significant impact in the game by cashing in large amounts of channel points from viewing versus large amounts of coin from giving. So again, I don't want to discourage anyone or like, hey, we don't want it. Of course we want it. We appreciate the gifts that are given, but we want our system to be well balanced toward our viewers and well balanced to our players. So we will talk about that tomorrow night on Lore Masters Arcanum. If you want to tune in and you can be part of the chat, you can see the unveiling of the system. You can have an immediate reaction that tells me, no, John, don't do that. It's a horrible idea. And then also, we have a lot of DMs that watch, so any of you that want to watch and pitch in and maybe offer suggestions or maybe some ideas that we would have that you could borrow and put into your game. All right, so with that said, let's put up the poll. Have we done the poll yet? Evelyn?
We haven't done it yet because you were waiting for you were giving all the players a chance to work on their voices so that they
Oh, that's right. I forgot the other three hadn't gone. All right. So who wants to go first?
Hey,
Sure.
are you ready yet?
Go ahead, Rory. You're up.
What? So it's just character name, class, and
Yeah.
race, right?
Yeah. And anything else you want to say, like a catchphrase or a piece of
Catchphrase? I
DM.
don't think it's too soon for catchphrases. They have to occur naturally.
I don't have catchphrase, but I am a Naho Slayer Halfling. I am working on the pace of my speech to be more deliberate in what I say. I am all of 30 pounds and a big bowl of mighty fire.
You said, I thought you said something else. Big bowl.
Excuse me, what?
Big bowl of mighty fire. I like that. Just starting out, halfling slayer. I mean, that's epic. I don't know that there's ever been a better combination of class and race. All right, so you can vote for him, and if you can either write down that, but he's going to be put up as Gimbal for that character because those are on the stream. All right, let's go to you, Terry.
He's not ready yet.
Not quite there yet.
Okay, let's go to you, Evelyn.
Alright. Hello everybody, I am Moria Skygirl and I am a cleric dwarf and I am ready to help my friends and see them through all the battles that we have ahead, and I am particularly wanting to keep our lovely barbarian alive because if she dies, we're all going down.
So, let's fight on and fight for our gods!
Woo! Love it. Really, really good. Both Rory and Evelyn. I'm so glad I put you on the spot because that was fun and would really get people excited about these characters. Well done. All right, Terry.
That was pretty fantastic.
I know. So good.
No, that was good. That was good. Rory, you too. Well done.
Well done all
All right.
around.
All right.
I'm so ready
Oh.
for I'm so ready for
Okay, here we go. This is tough because I had not thought of a voice, and funnily enough, while John was talking, I was looking at pronunciationstudio.com to help me with pronunciation.
Aw.
So,
Oh, hey, pop that in the link. I've never heard of it. That might be helpful to some other players and TMs.
oh, it's a great place to find. That's a great idea. Let me pop that in
Yes.
there. There we go. Because you can listen to it.
Oh, that's super cool.
Braveheart said he's gonna go, or Lawful Stupid's gonna go watch Braveheart for 3 hours after hearing that.
That's a good movie, though. All right. Oh, see, I'm already messing up. Hold on one sec. I muted
If
myself.
it's any
first.
consolation, I don't have a voice ready. So.
Well, I have the voice. It's just I am so tentative to do things when I haven't perfected things because that's just kind of who I am.
And Vivi, by the way, you can't equivocate that because you may not be ready, but he teaches theater at a college,
That's
so he's
true.
kind of got a little more pressure on his shoulders.
Let's be straight here, though. I teach design,
Okay,
not acting. Very different. Very different
It's
things.
very different.
Evelyn knows so, and Josh would know actually too. So, greet. See, it's always trying to get the
Just
greetings out.
you'll get to refine it later. It's fine.
I am. Tearful. And now, okay, here we go. I'm ready now. Tearful, a sorcerer of some renown. I have been traveling these lands for some time, and as my parents once told me, I need to find exactly who I am and where I'm going.
Bravo! I like it, and a really nice balance. You had sort of Rory's character in the middle in terms of cadence and volume and whatnot. You had the slower, or as noted in chat, the sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate. That's what we're laughing about. From sexual Randy Watson from sexual chocolate.
And then, of course, Evelyn's, which was like, charged to the gates of hell. All right, so go ahead and put it up in the chat.
Polls up.
And while the poll's up, you can pick one of them, and they will get a minor, very minor. Like we're pretty low magic here with Blue Box stuff. We'll get a very minor magic item for that character to start off with, and we'll weave it into their backstory. Okay. Exclamation point Disney in the chat. This is your last chance. You have a couple minutes, and as soon as we're done with the poll, we're going to go ahead and kick off the giveaway.
I know I want to join so bad.
Yeah, it's
What do you
so
want
cool.
to join?
The giveaway.
Oh.
I'll wait.
He's like you go in the Instagram. It's just incredible. This
I know,
guy.
I saw it. I've been ogling it. I just commented and liked it.
Ogling it?
On my
I've been
phone.
sitting there drooling.
That's
and
literally what I've been doing.
I've actually washed my new desk with the amount of drool that's percolated
The
down.
puddle over here is collecting.
Well, it's funny. Do you like how I fooled myself tonight by referring to the fact we had 80 people watching us roll up characters? No, we had 80 people tonight wanting that Mike Disney mini. That's why they're in the chat. No.
Tell me who does.
I can't think of
Literally, somebody get them up.
Get them up! Get them up!
I wanted to.
Okay. All right. While the chat is voting, I'm going to go ahead and start the giveaway process. So we're going to use the old D20 style that we do here at Blue Box, and I'll put this up here on the monitor so people can see how this happens. You may have seen this before, but if you haven't, I like the full transparency aspect of this. So you're seeing the chat here. You're seeing everybody that's in the giveaway here on the left. And it shows if they're a sub, what their thing is here, and the subs get no extra lucks. Regulars get no extra luck here because the luck is added by whether or not they are a sub. If you're a sub, it happens in a moment on the D20 roll. So we're going to roll 4 times. If your name pops up in chat, please listen to me. If your name pops up in chat right now as you've won, please do not start dancing. You have not won yet. You will be one of 4 potential winners. The 4 that are chosen will then be rolled off by each of my players. If you're a sub, you get 2 d20s for their roll. If you're not a sub, you get 1 d20. All right. So our first one, hooked on Disney. Yes. Our first eligible is Mikey B. All right. So he's gonna go to you, Vivi.
Me? Okay.
And
I got you.
super long time supporter, active channel member, always active in the chat.
Vote quick, we have a tie.
Oh,
Yep,
quick!
we do have a tie.
Oh,
Get your
okay.
vote in.
Oh, there's a tie for the.
There's a tie.
Before time's out.
Oh! All right, go ahead and put it up again. Put it just between Gimbal and Lilith.
I got it.
All right. Now, next possible winner of the gorgeous Mike Disney Scarn Mini is DM Dingbat.
Oh, can I have DM Dingbat?
Outstanding.
Can I have DM Dingbat?
No.
Yes, you can have DM Dingbat. And also a super active chatter. I'm trying to think.
And a streamer. I watched his stream the other night.
I don't think. Yeah, and he's active in our Discord. I don't think he's ever won. Has he ever won?
Really?
I thought he had, but
So?
I don't see it in my previous list anywhere. Let me go way back.
Use the way back time machine.
Way back time machine. Yeah.
Wayback Machine.
Well, yeah. All right. So I don't think he has, but DM Dingbat, go ahead and send me your information if you win, and good luck.
He won the Overgord print a while back.
Okay. All right. Check why I don't have that. All right. Here we go. Next. Pat 66.
Yeah.
Okay, Pat 66. Let's go. One of our longest time viewers, and by far one of our. Does he still lead the Discord chat?
Yes.
I think he's.
It's actually Robert. Is
Robert taking the lead now?
He is on the top of the leaderboard by like tens of thousands.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, Robert. I was not throwing shade.
That is second.
No shade, Robert. So the poll is up now. You can choose between Gimbal and Lilith. All right. So those are the 3 eligible so far. Let's send that to Pat's. Going to go to Rory.
Okay.
All right, and then
Pat, I got you.
He gets 2.
all right, our stream is not frozen here. Anybody? Okay, yeah. All right, that must be.
It's been good on here.
All right, look again. It's going under the ocean, my friend. So that'll happen on your side. All right, here we go.
Under the ocean.
And Set Monkey, let's go!
Yay! Wow, what a great group.
Outstanding. That is.
Awesome.
Well, like you could pick from any of the Mad Chatters and not have a great group. That would be impossible.
That's true.
All right, so that goes to Evelyn. And as the timer drops down, how we looking here? It's 14 to 10.
We still got a bit.
Lilith has a strong lead. Oh, wait, no, here comes Gimbal.
Who doesn't like a short character?
I think I'm the tallest of everybody.
Oh, is this the tallest or
Tall
the
versus
shortest?
small. It's tall versus small.
But you see, Vivi, I've got experience being short. You do not have experience being tall.
Did you know I was like 6'5"?
I hold no comment to that right now. Off stream.
Okay.
It's
So-
a common thing. Everybody.
So
knows.
those are those that are eligible. As the vote, oh, it's so close. It's 15-14. Come on, everybody. Let's go ahead and start the roll.
Woo, woo.
Let's start the roll, and we're gonna start with you, Vivi. Remind us who you're rolling for, and if they're a sub, they get 2d20.
I'm rolling for Mikey B. I totally forgot we were rolling. Hang on. I was so distracted by that overcord.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we're ready? I have a 20!
Oh!
And a 13. I go,
Well done, Evelyn.
Let's go,
I mean-
Mikey B. That's a fantastic start. Now,
And I rolled a 13.
Others-
My nights are hot today, and we're not even playing.
I'm sorry, Dingbat, but
well, others of you don't despair, because think about
I
it.
got you, Mikey B.
Oh, by an 18 to 17, Rory has it.
wow, that came in right at the end.
It really did.
Yeah.
By one. That was so close. All right, so go ahead and make your roll, Rory. Tell us who you're rolling for, and
I'm rolling for Pat 66.
another sub, so
Yeah.
2d20. Man, that's 6 more rolls. There could easily be another nat 20 in here, so let's go.
Yeah, not from my hand. I'm sorry, Pat.
So it's about a 1 in 3 chance.
Whoa. So I got a 10 and a 19.
Okay, Mikey B still in the lead. Here we go. Terry with the honor system up. I like it. Yeah, congrats, Rory. You did a great job. I love your character.
I tried,
Temporary.
but that's a 5 and a 17. Dingbat.
Normally good enough, Dingbat. Normally good enough. Not tonight. All right, and Evelyn.
Hang on. Wait till Evelyn
right.
comes in.
I'm rolling for a wick. So it's a wick is set up to 13. So here we go. Oh, that's a 19.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Mikey B has it!
Yeah, got you,
Congratulations! Round of applause for Mikey B.
Coming in hot with that nat 20.
All right, so as we conclude tonight, we want to thank all the Mad Chatters. We're going to get ready for a raid here, so if you can, please stay with us for just a moment as we run our raid, because we like to encourage other streamers, see core values above. And so if we have a chance to jump in with somebody and share something with them that they like seeing a nice number pop up, even if you can't hang out for long, just to come in there and show them that raid, or maybe give their channel a follow, and let me see. I'm going to say that, and then I'm not going to have anybody to rate. Oh, Kayla! Kayla's up, yes! I've even promised. All right, Kayla, Time Lord's wife, as I mentioned earlier, a friend of the show, DM 2 one-shots for me. I really want to raid Kayla with a good number tonight, so everybody please stay on, and we're going to jump into her channel, and make sure you say hi from Blue Box when you get a moment to do so. And all of Blue Box, thanks you so much to Mad Chatters. Thank you to players. We'll see you tomorrow night for Lore Masters Arcanum. This is Blue Box signing out.
Woot woot.